All right, welcome back. Wow, it's like we're standing in the same exact place that we left you. That's super weird.
Super weird. We're in the same clothes.
Wow, it's really weird. Just to make this series nice, we are trying to split each section up as cleanly and as smoothly as we can. But the next step that we're gonna do, we're gonna try to bang out some of this tonight, is the subfloor. First, we're gonna mark all the cross members with masking tape. It's a jungle down there. So the reason we're using all of this blue masking tape is so that when we start to lay down the subfloor, we're not going to be able to see the cross members anymore. So this way we'll know where all the cross members are when it comes to actually screwing all of the subfloor down to the trailer. We have been using Google SketchUp for a lot of the planning of our tiny home. Right now over here I have the layout for what we're going to do with the subfloor. So basically we're going to go with laying it long ways with the trailer, and then we're going to end up having to do a small sliver in the middle. All I did here was just measure how far out this bolt is and then subtracted 1/4 inch, so we have a slight overhang right here because we want our 2x4 to be pretty close to the center of the bolt. It's not going to be exactly dead on, but the closer to center it is, the stronger that it'll be. So we're going to take our drill. The bolts that we have, I believe they're 1/2 inch, so we're going to use a slightly bigger drill bit.
Why?
Good question. We're going to use a bigger drill bit for the plywood, just so we have a little wiggle room to get it on. But yeah, let's do this.
Cool.
Alright, let's test this out. Moment of truth. Oh.
What?
I think that's a good...
I'm on the floor.
What we're doing right now is we're dry fitting all of the plywood subfloor just to make sure that it's gonna fit. And then we're gonna take it all back off actually. And we're gonna use sealant on all the cross members and put them back down and then screw them in.
One thing that's really important with the subfloor is leaving an 1/8 inch gap, because the wood is going to expand and contract and you don't want it to expand and warp up or down.
I think we're sitting on our kitchen counter right now. Pretty proud of us. We got a decent amount done today. I'm really surprised that we got all the insulation done and part of the subfloor.
The universe has been on our side or some shit, because insulation worked out really well. The first few pieces of wood with the subfloor really worked out with measurements. We only had to redo one so far.
Yeah, time to cover this guy up, I guess. Good night, and we'll see you in like 2 seconds.
So, it is the next day. We're going to continue working on the subfloor. Basically how we're doing it is Jake's measuring everything, and I am his personal scribe, writing everything down on the block of plywood.
4-1. Can you write, scribe?
Boss, where's my pencil?
32.
Space.
We got this side done. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side, and then that's gonna leave about a 4 inch or a 5 inch gap right down the middle. So what are you doing with the speed spring?
I'm lining it up to these lines that we just did and putting it at 2, because that is for the bolt, and the bolt is 2 inches.
Perfect.
And then you circle it and make it look like a titty.
Yeah.
So I'm going up till to 9.
Why are you doing that?
Because that is where the wheel well is.
Nice.
Boom, I aced the test. Why are you sleeping in our bathroom?
Because I'm tired.
We're about this close to finishing the subfloor.
Ha ha, so funny, because we have like that much of a gap left. Dude, you're so funny.
I know.
Anyway, we're doing a pretty good job. We only made like 2 mistakes so far, and they're super minor, easily fixable within like a couple minutes. It's probably one of the most satisfying things when you measure out where all the bolts are, and then you actually cut them on the plywood, and then they just slip right in.
Slide right in.
First try.
First try.
It's a rain tonight, so we're really hoping that this cover is waterproof. It says that it is. But,
we're hoping. It is waterproof.
I hope so. I don't know.
So that concludes our 2 hours of working today, and we will start back up Wednesday morning.
See you then. And we're back. Good news, our tarp held up. Our little fort with the rest of our insulation ended up holding up to the rain very nicely. So
Yes.
nothing got wet.
Everything's dry, everything's
nice and
good.
dry. Yeah.
And we're ready to finish this subfloor. Nice, very nice.
When you're cutting your plywood, make sure that when you're measuring that you're going from the end and then making sure that the plywood is ending in the middle of a cross member. That way you can get both the pieces on top of that cross member and it's gonna have the most support. If we did everything right, it should end up over right there by Erica's mistake. Nice.
Does your piece fit?
I'm gonna say yes.
I have confidence in you. It's gonna fit.
Yesterday we finished dry fitting all the pieces of our subfloor and now we're about to use adhesive and screws to screw everything down, I guess.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
adhesive everything down.
Yeah, to make sure that it
Screw
doesn't
it.
come up.
Just make it solid.
Alright, this intro is really hard. We're just gonna show you guys. So originally we thought we were gonna have to use one drill to drill all the way through the plywood and the metal, but we actually figured out, well actually my little brother who was helping us figured out that we could drill, just pre-drill through the wood and then use the self-drilling screws that we bought to drill through the metal. For the first piece of plywood, we just put all the screws down. They are 6 inches apart on the outside and they're gonna be 12 inches apart on the inside. On the first one we didn't run a chalk line, but on these next ones we're actually gonna run a chalk line across the cross members just so we know exactly where the middle is before we drill the holes and put the screws in.
So, it is the next day. Our brothers are going to be helping again, and our best friend Alyssa is coming. So we're gonna finish the few pieces that we have left. He's doing it right now, and then our subfloor will be done. So let's fucking go.
And that was the fastest we've ever put the tarp on.
Gotta protect our house.
It is raining. Only like a slight drizzle though, so it's not bad. And hopefully it'll end in like 10 minutes. Looks like just a little sun shower.
Alright, so it stopped raining. We actually ran out of screws, so Erica and Alyssa went to get some more screws. Me, Zach, and Todd just finish up drilling the holes. When they get back, we'll place all the screws in the holes and finish the floor up.
Oh hey! Editing, Erica here. As I'm editing this video, I realized that we were so excited to finish the subfloor and so excited to eat. We didn't say anything else for the video. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't say what we did. So we finished the subfloor, and now the next thing we have to do are the walls. So that will be the next video uploaded. So we'll see you then. Bye.